Right, streaming has started. Testing sound levels, testing. Good enough. Alright, everything seems to be in order. So, let's get started. The first game of the week is Romance of the Three Kingdoms 4, Wall of Fire. As you can guess, this is the fourth entry in Koei's long-running Romance of the Three Kingdoms strategy series. I think these games started on the original NES back in like 89, 90. And the fourth game was originally a SNES game from like 95, I think, before being ported to the Saturn and PlayStation. So this is really more of a cross-gen game. So like these FMV intros are, exclusive to the 32-bit consoles. But the gameplay, as you're going to see in a bit, is very much of the 16-bit era. And I'm not really sure where they got this video from, because I'm pretty sure Koei didn't go out and shoot all of this, like build the props, build the sets, hire extras, just for this B-roll. They probably got this from one of the many Romance of the Three Kingdoms adaptations that have existed over the years. They probably got the rights from somewhere, or maybe not got the rights from somewhere, and then just slapped this at the beginning of the CD. But I like this because I can tell just from, looking at those enigmatic establishing shots where in the book it takes place. So people who are familiar with the story can see that and be like, oh man, they're gonna do that. Adjusting the audio a little bit. There we go. Also, there's a dragon here, but there's no dragons. Like, there's magic in the book, but no dragons in the book. So I don't know why, like, Shenron is here at the opening of this game. So yeah, getting into it, once this decides to load, we're going to play a grand strategy game. And there weren't too many of these on consoles in the 90s. So let's just start with the anti-Dongjol coalition, because why not? Who do we want to play as? Who do we want to play as? Do we do the merry super protagonist? Do we do the heel of the story? Or do we do the Hufflepuff of the story? There's a lot of guys here to look at. You can create your own ruler. I haven't messed with this, but it's probably a rudimentary, create a character you can do. Let's do Gongsun Zan, because he dies quickly anyway. There's an option to select more than one ruler to play as. I didn't mess with this too much, but it probably gets convoluted real fast. Oh, yep, every time I play this, I forget how to navigate the menus. right, you go to enter. So yeah, not the most user-friendly thing in the world, but nothing was. And you can set different options here at the beginning, so there's a decent amount going on in terms of settings. And here we go with this truly Final Fantasy VI adjacent map music. Just listen to this for a little bit. So yeah, the music's good, if not wholly original, let's say. So most of the gameplay is done along this option bar here. You can manage your army, such as moving them around sending them between cities, or sending supplies between cities, which is its whole thing. You know, declaring war, drafting guys, training guys, you know, building equipment or doing spy stuff. A lot of these options depend on having officers that have the skill to do this. So apparently Gong Sun can do whatever he wants. So if we do search, yeah, so you can search for new officers. You know, these guys are available. They may or may not want to join you. Should be Jiao Yun somewhere around here. Ah, well. So there's a whole, you know, officer management aspect to this. There's a whole city management thing going on. So one of the advisors said we need to strengthen our dams. So let's assign some gold to that. Assign an officer. Our ruler is best for that. And these other attributes are pretty low, so might as well. There's almost certainly a meta that you should follow for this. That, you know, like any self-respecting strategy game, takes several play attempts to actually figure out. And I have not put enough time into this game to actually figure out, you know, what you're supposed to do and when. Because why would I? If I wanted to do that, I could just play a copy of Romance of Three Kingdoms 13 or wait until 14 comes out, because this is an ongoing series. So why mess around too much with a random entry from the mid-90s? Anyway, so you can buy and sell resources. You have you know, 6 or so resources that are really important. You have your manpower. You have your soldiers, money, food, horses, and some equipment. And yeah, there's all kinds of skullduggery you can do. And unlike other characters you can start as, Gong Sun can apparently do anything he wants, so that's nice. And you'll only find out these kinds of things by going and starting a game as each character, which is why this is all new to me. But yeah, there's a whole lot of things you can do per turn. So I'm going to, I don't know, draft guys. How many hundreds of soldiers? We have a population of 77,000. We have 120 soldiers. So, I don't know, let's get 400 more. There are now 12,000 soldiers in Beiping, so, okay. So that 124 is actually 12,400, so they take 2 zeros off. Because why not? But we need to train these guys so we can actually use them for anything. So let's use him to do that. How many months do we want to train them? Each turn is a month. So I don't know, 3 months. Let's see what happens with there. So I've done some city actions. I've done some, you know, recruiting actions. Let's have that be, you know, good for now. And complete our turn. So now it's the next month. And I don't know. Because it's the new year, we got a bunch of money. So let's see how our city's doing. Are these numbers higher? I don't remember. But you can see that the money gets spent, so something's happening. Let's just refill that. Refill this. So other than managing the city, these officers can be used to do stuff. So last turn, I used an officer to draft another officer to train, but the officer that's training is still training for this turn, so I only have 2 guys left to use for something. So let's staff up. Let's try to recruit somebody. How about Zhang He? I recognize that name. He's a guy. Let's send Gong Sun Zan to do that. How much gold should we take? I know, about 2,000. And it's not letting me do anything here. Hold on. How should we try to recruit the general? Charm? Let's charm him. There's little FMV interstitials sometimes. It's kind of funny, but there's only a half dozen or so. Do you have any desire to serve me? You must be half asleep. What makes you think I'd ever help you? Oh, well, that failed. It's hard to get a grasp of the dice rolls going on in the background. So, I don't know. So we failed doing that, and I don't think we can do it for another turn. And, yeah. Let's go to market. Let's buy some horses. Why not? Let's buy 30 more horses. All right, we bought some horses. That's about it for this turn. And Dong Zhuo has defeated Yuan Shu, but defeating Yuan Shu isn't that hard, if we're going to be honest. That's probably a problem. Alright, turn number 3. We can... I don't know. Let's check on the city, I guess. Alright, so these numbers are improving a bit. Yeah, we could just put a bunch of cash in here and then forget about it for a couple turns. If I put 400 here, I can not think about this for a while. So developing the economy, building up the army, recruiting guys, doing espionage. You have foreign policy. So let's try to do an alliance. Who should we ally ourselves with? Let's do Liu Bei. He's a swell guy for 1 year. Let's send our ruler. What kind of terms should we offer? How about grain? let's do, I don't know, 700. Let's see how this goes. Please help Gong Sun-san save face and form an alliance. I sympathize with your current situation, but I cannot accept your offer. So, should we present different terms? Sure. I have no idea what Liu Bei wants. Let's up the grain? Sure, why not? Let's do that. I've come to you in good faith. Please accept this, our proposal. Your words lack the sincerity needed to provoke a positive response. Well, thanks for the constructive criticism, Liu Bei. I think we'll just keep doing this for a few rounds. So, let's give him some gold. So maybe this entry here isn't adding a 0 or 2 zeros at the end, and this actually is just the real amount. So let's try 500 gold. I promise to bring you better goods once we have formed our alliance. I need more time to think. Please, do not press this issue. I feel that fate has a decisive battle in store for Lord Liu Bei and I. Okay. So... that's a failure. I failed. We can try to recruit someone again. Okay, so we don't have an officer with the skill set to do something. You get this message. So the one guy I have left can't search. These guys are loyal enough. We don't need to do that. But, yeah, okay, so that's pretty much that for this turn. Oh no, there's harmful rumors. Alright, so now we get to fight Yuan Shao. And probably get absolutely destroyed, like in the book. So yeah, let's just, I don't know, deploy everyone. We don't have enough officers to fill out this whole tree. Let's see here, we have 12,400 soldiers, 630 horses, 200 bows. So, I don't... All these guys probably have, you know, their own skill sets here. I guess these are all infantry generals, so not gonna use horses, looks like. So let's go evenly and all out, I suppose. Let's do 410, 410, 410, let's give them 420. So, okay, I can make these guys all that. And I can't, and okay, so it's an all or nothing thing for like the bows and horses. So I also want to reduce these troop counts to give them other things. But, whatever. Let's go meet our glorious death on the battlefield. Sure, let's take everything. Fuck it. YOLO. So there's a whole separate, like, tactical battle interface here. And it feels pretty in-depth for what it is. Which needs to guard the provisions? These guys. I'll command this. Plot? There are no plots. Please command Gong Sun Zan's unit. Okay. Alright, so these guys are guarding provisions, so I want to keep them in the back. Oh, it's Jung Ha. Oh, that guy who turned down my offer. He's come to kill me. So let's try to block off this bridge here. These guys ford the river. Let's keep our cavalry as quick reaction. Keep the provision guys in the back. There's no symbol for the guys who have the provisions, which is not ideal, let's say. Oh, something happened to the audio. Hold on. Let's put that there. Okay. Alright, so... Oh, they can ford the rivers. Ah, I'm screwed! These are all infantry, so I can try to get around the side of them. Let's just move to the bridge. Let's get these guys out of here. See if I can get them to go towards my infantry. Except, no. I don't know how to win this. This doesn't seem winnable. So I can just be in the river. That's probably bad, just be in the river. I'm just gonna run away from these guys. Alright, now I should attack them while they're fording the river, right? That's good strategy. So let's do that. Alright, that helps. I took 2 damage off him. Yeah, I probably should have lined up to catch guys in the river, shouldn't I? Ah, well. You live and not learn, I guess. Oh, this isn't any good. 85! Holy crap! I'm so dead. So I've already lost. Like, there's nothing I can do to win this. This isn't like Total War where you can do some sneaky stuff with like woods and archers. Yeah, it's just a numbers game. And I am so dead. But this is going to take, you know, a while to play out. How about I charge? Oh, that was a bad idea. Oh boy. Let's get you in the gap here. I'll attack. That didn't go well. So yeah, I'm pretty well and truly screwed. Not much to do here about that. So yeah, there is a meta, there's a way to do this. It'll take several hours to learn how to do this. You're better off playing one of the newer versions of the series. And that is going to be that for this game. I don't think Koei put out too many other of their strategy games on the PS1 in North America, so I won't have to deal with this kind of gameplay for a while. Which takes us to our next game, Descent. And this Interplay logo is so self-indulgent. I think that's the word. It's a self-indulgent logo sequence. It just keeps going. It's definitely the air of like a PC publisher coming into the console space and trying to flex and looking like a jackass by doing it. That's just my read, though. Alright, so let's start off with a new game. Sure. Oh, it has all my previously unlocked levels. That's nice. I'll just start off with the first level to show you what's going on. There's a whole cutscene with a plot, I guess.
Worthless bureaucrats. They'd replace us all with robots given half the chance. Briefings are awful. Air is too sterile for human lungs. Endless electric blue schematics sting the eyes. And a suit from post-Terran whose droning voice would make Armageddon sound boring. They need me. They have the equipment I need. Why does this fool keep babbling?
Robots did not function to specifications. Our lunar mining stations are now in unknown hands. You will have multiple objectives on this mission.
You mean contradictory objectives, don't you? Destroy all infected mines. Keep the invading force from spreading further. But be sure to rescue any survivors. Destroy as many robots as possible. And each one of these objectives is the most important. Why did they have to design this mission by committee?
This can only be done by the material defender in situ.
Translation from bureaucratese, they're hosed. And I'm the only one who can cut their losses. That's the trouble with working for the largest bureaucracy in human history. Hail the glorious post-Terran Mining Corporation. Huzzah!
The strategic weak spot of our mines is their fusion reactors. They are deep in each mine and completely automated. Knocking out the reactors will cause a system-wide
One of my
knockdown
favorite
within a
things
matter of seconds.
in
Getting
games
out
from this
before the
era
line
is when
blows
they
should be
insert
foremost in your mind.
like the bad
Yeah,
in-game
and foremost on the minds of any poor
graphics
slobs I haven't
into
rescued yet.
their
The
nice
infected
pre-rendered
mines now
cutscenes.
appear to be manufacturing new robots for their needs.
Always funny.
Most are based on the designs of common mining mechs, but expect to see completely new ones as well. Here is the latest information from PTMC.
That's right, chat. The
Intelligence.
scent is great.
This is
And
the
yes, I am playing on a
standard
PS1
emergency
pad.
exit for PTMC
You're gonna see.
mines. It's hardwired to open in the event of reactor failures. Locating the exit hatches before destroying the reactors would be wise.
Piloting a corp shop waste barge is starting to sound really good right now.
And we feel you should know that intelligence reports.
So apparently the
indicate
PS1 version
convergence point
added
of the
these
robot
cutscenes
invasion
to
force
replace
is
like
Earth.
the
My stomach turns
Doom
again.
style like
You'd
text
think they would get
intros
to the
from the
important
PC
part at
version.
the start of the briefing. Of course, to PTMC, their
And I'd
minds
probably
are the
prefer the
important
text
part.
intros over this, to be
I
honest.
keep forgetting that.
That is all, Material Defender. Prepare for descent.
But that part they did well, like the transition there.
PTMC Directive CND AC10.
So yeah, all of that is to say, go to some space mines, shoot all the robots, and blow the reactor in every level. So we're preparing for descent, and we are playing on a PS1 controller. Descent is the original 6 Degrees of Freedom game. That means it's a game that fundamentally... Hold on, someone's shooting me. I pressed the wrong button. Whoopsie daisy. Anyway. So being a 6 Degrees of Freedom game, the whole idea is that you can move backward, forward, from side to side, up and down, while also, you know, rolling. Oh, wrong button. Yawing, I think this is yaw, and pitch. So that's, you know, 6 degrees of movement. But the thing with the PS1 version of this game is there's no moving along the y-axis. I cannot hover up and down, meaning this is actually a 5 degrees of freedom game. A game built on lies. But other than that, this is fine. Oh boy. Fly around, you shoot robots, the environments are all 3D. You know, it works well enough for a 5 DOF game, which that's what I'm going to call this, because it is only 5 degrees of freedom. I cannot get over that. So yeah, all these levels are mazes, like in Doom. You go around, kill things, you collect key cards, open doors. There's 3 possible key cards in a level. There are some optional guides you can save, if you like saving guides, if that's what you're into. Not sure what this does. There's always one of these sections. I'm supposed to do refueling or something? I don't know. Anyway. You pick up energy and shields. Shields are the health. The energy is used for your main gun. You have secondary weapons, such as missiles, mines, yada yada. Standard stuff here. Again, the big thing is the movement, and the fact that these levels are all 3D. Right? These are 3D spaces that you're moving in 3 dimensions through. You're controlling in 3 dimensions. And all of the enemies are in 3 dimensions. So that was a really big deal for 95. And if you can't guess, I am very gingerly controlling this thing. Because you have to when playing this on a PS1 pad. And you go like this. There's 27 levels. They get bigger and more complex as they go on. New enemies show up, harder enemies show up. You can collect upgrades. For your main gun, you can get better secondary weapons. It is a entirely competent and well-designed shooter of this time. The main aesthetic difference between this and the PC version is there's, I guess, colored lighting here, which wasn't in the original, I guess. And also they changed the music. And this music's fine. I don't know about the original music, but this works well enough. Kind of like how for the PS1 Doom release, they added the colored lighting and changed the music. And that was fine. You know, that's a unique and fine version of Doom. And this is a unique and mostly fine version of Descent, except, again, only 5 degrees of freedom. I will never not harp on that. You know, like, the enemy placements are well thought out, the level design is well thought out. Oh, and yes, chat, Doom 64 is very literally its own thing. Very literally its own thing. More so than the Doom version. Also, I would say, speaking out my butt here, I'm going to say that the PS1 Doom's better than the Doom 64 as an experience. Hot take. All right, got some more missiles. Don't know what's shooting me or from where. By moving around, the reactor's shooting me. So, every level, or just about every level, you need to find this reactor, kill it, and then find the exit really, really fast. Kind of like the escape sequences from Super Metroid, except every level. Okay, see, I have 50 seconds to GTFO. I probably should have found the exit before doing this. And it doesn't help that the level starts to freak out. Let's do that. But it's the first level, so the exit's just right there. And you can move on with life. So you go to 9 planets, and each planet has 3 levels. You start on the moon. After doing the moon, you go to Venus. Speaking of which, I'm going to put out of this and then load in the furthest level I got to in my first playthrough. So let's quit game. And there's like a save load functionality, which is very nice. You don't always get that. Alright, so loading into level 5. Level 5, level 4? I don't know. Anyway, it's on Venus. So here I have a spread shot, which is very nice. And there's different enemies. There's these grabby guys here. You know, there's more enemies. There's a slightly different, you know, texture set going on. And, you know, there's more consideration. So you need to be, you know, more careful about what you're doing. I don't know what's shooting me. What's shooting me? Oh. Okay. You know, and this is fine. I forget how to change weapons. How do I change weapons? Hold on, how do I change weapons? Oh god. Select plus shoulder buttons. Oh boy. So that's the thing with this game. There are not enough buttons on the PS1 to properly play Descent, which leads to this kind of thing. Oh, and chat, yes, this is better than Rebel Assault on 3DO. Everything is better than Rebel Assault on the 3DO. Well, almost everything. So let's select R1. Okay, let's try that. So select R1. There we go. There we go. The controls, as you can imagine, take a lot of getting used to. And there is some frame rate slowdown, you know, as you can imagine, when there's a lot of stuff going on screen. But it runs better than it should. So there's scoring and a live system. If you play on easy, like I do, you know, if you're a big baby like me, the lives aren't a problem. But if you're like, but if you're a big kid gamer, you know, the lives could get a bit frustrating in later levels. That's why they're saving. You know, you can save anywhere in the levels, which again is very progressive for the 90s. You know, this is like a real live grown-up video game, which is surprising to see on the PlayStation in early '96. There's verticality. Probably the worst thing going on here is the auto map. You know, as you fill in the levels, the frame rate drops to seconds per frame. I'll play a bit more until I can show that off, because it is truly something else. It does take some getting used to, you know, going forward and back with the triangle and cross buttons. Oh, that's a blue door. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Again, you adjust to it after an hour or two. And along with, you know, Doom for the PS1, this is one of the better values for the system at the time. At least until Resident Evil comes out in like a week after this. Probably the biggest slight against this game is it's kind of repetitive. Right? You're doing this. This is what you do. This is all you do. You go through mazes, shooting things. Mazes don't have a lot of visual variety going on. Oh, I was dead. Anyway. You know, there's only ever 3 key cards. You know, there's always a reactor. You know, there's some trippy stuff with the environments like this, where, like, you know, what's up, what's down. If you're prone to motion sickness, probably a bad time. Where's anything? Where's anything? But it is impressive that they can do these large levels without, you know, with like a decent enough draw distance. And this guy. Alright. This is where I came from? No, it is. But right here, yeah, if there's too many enemies on screen at once, frame rate plummets. Wow, that's a lot of guys. It's like a murder hallway. Just keeps going forever, huh? There we go. There's a bit of stickiness on the banking, which makes sense, but it makes it a bit annoying to, you know, right yourself. You get turned upside down. Okay, see, so this feature right here, this right here, would be a great place to be able to, like, you know, go up and down on the y-axis. Instead I have to, you know, pitch up and pitch down and take a hit to the face. Quad laser. It's a quad laser. That's what, select L1? Oh, that's good. Yeah, I like that. That's a quad laser. Is this supposed to fill my energy or something? Oh, well. And yeah, it goes on like this. It's fun enough. But in this day and age, you know, play the PC version. You know, it's like what, on Origin or GOG or something. Ah, there's the guy. Even though this game does have some unique, you know, music and lighting to it, that just makes it more of a curiosity than anything else. Oh, my laser's maxed out. I can't upgrade my laser any more than it already is. I'm just too good at this game. Ah, there's a blue key. So there are little cubbies throughout the levels that just keep spawning enemies forever. I guess it's to keep you from getting too complacent or something. So I'm going to back into this blue key here. There was a blue door at some point, so we'll end up back there eventually. And yeah, I can just keep playing this game until the disorientation makes me swallow my tongue. Which is about an hour, give or take. Oh, wait, did I already clear this hallway? Oh, well. Alright, let's back up a bit and check the auto map again. Let's see if it's screwed. Oh no, this is pretty bad, but not that bad. Oh, okay, yeah, here we go. Here we go, yeah. Yeah, this is chunky. This isn't useful. Oh, look at that. Like, when you fill out a whole level and open it and zoom out, like, you feel like you're about to crash the emulator. Like, an actual PS1 would probably start sounding like, you know, like like a jet engine at this point. Like, doing this is probably really bad for the disc on hardware. But anyway, that's Descent. It just goes like that for like, I don't know, 10 hours, 15 hours. So with that, pretty well described, that will take us to our next game. Which is In the Hunt. So, In the Hunt is a
Play all the way, Xing.
is a side-scrolling run and gun kind of. It's not really run and gun because you're a submarine and you're running. You're I don't know, propelling. But this is from the guys who would eventually make Metal Slug. So this is, as you can see, a fairly straightforward arcade port. You know, so I set it very easy because, again, big baby. You can choose your number of continues. You can choose between arcade and PlayStation sound modes. You know, do sound tests, that kind of thing. But it's a 6-level shoot 'em up. It came out for arcades in '93. This is the second of 3, I guess, informal prototypes for the Metal Slug series. Like Gun Force 1 and 2 and this game came up in between them. This game's really loud. Okay. So hopefully you can see where yep, I'm bad at games. There we go. So I am just holding down all buttons at the same time right here. Now, holding down all the buttons will fire torpedoes forward, shoot missiles up. Sorry, I'm messing with my sound here. Shoot missiles up and drop depth charges down. And the main gimmick is that there is a below water and above water area of the levels. So as you can see, our missiles aren't going above water when we're underwater, but if we go to the surface level, we can shoot at things above the water. And that's the entire gimmick of this game. There is a lot going on screen because, again, these are the Metal Slug guys. And I personally find it very hard to keep track of anything that's going on. So I tend to just try to stay at the surface and hold down all buttons. That seems to work well enough for me. There is a basic plot, but it's largely meaningless. Ah, crap. I fell for that one. So here we have our first boss fight. Oh, I should have seen that coming. So he likes to try to stab us. if we stay right here, he can't stab us. That's a strategy. He also likes to do that. Again, you stay right there, it doesn't hit you. I did not stay right there, so I was hit eventually. So this game, at least for me, it's pretty hard. I only made it to the 4th boss out of 6 levels in my time with the game before this. And that's playing on very easy with full continues. So I think it's hard. But apparently the shoot 'em up sickos at the time thought this was above average, below average difficulty. So who knows? This is easier than Metal Slug though. I will give it that. Let's see if this audio is any better here. Seems slightly better. So level 2 now. An upgrade. Again, at the surface, holding down all buttons, and just trying to basically dodge stuff as best I can. You know, these upgrades are pretty good. You know, these homing missiles make short work of all this crap on top. And if I wasn't shooting everything above the surface, you know, it'll start dropping nonsense down below me, making things unmanageable. So, pro tip there for anyone wanting to play this game, I guess. Also, don't stop for nothing. So the key here is to pull up this thing before the game kills you. And by kill you, I mean drop a gigantic bomb on you from a train. That's kind of like a mini boss almost. There's these little capsules you can shoot that give you, I guess, score for what that's worth. And now we're already at the second boss. Oh boy, that's not good. Oh, this is no good. Yeah, that's no good. So if you end up on the right side of this boss, you just die. There's nothing you can do about it because you can't shoot behind. And again, you stay right here if you want to live. So yeah, those are my hard-earned pro tips for the second boss fight in the hunt. This is a pretty straightforward game. You know, you do this. This is probably the most unique level. It's a vertical level where you're being chased by a big guy. It's a big guy. He wants to get you, and so you go up. You see this big guy? He's shackled, right? Right? Nope, he's coming for you. So you gotta beat feet and get out of there. This is the most unique level in the game. Again, hold down all buttons and dodge shit. Ah, they got me. I have no idea what got me, but it got me. Oh, got me again. So the game makes you think you want to go over here, but you don't because there's this gap here, and that makes this a bit easier. See what I mean? Makes it just a little bit faster to get up here. Just tons of bullshit on screen, you know. But that's the style they're inventing at this time. You know, they're inventing the style of putting a bunch of bullshit on screen. So I'm not really sure how to defeat this boss. Maybe I should let these roof elements fall on him, but not fall on me. So do I even need to shoot anything here? I have no idea. I don't think my depth charges do anything, do they? Yeah, it's a bit mysterious, but he will die eventually, as long as I don't die. Yeah, this is gross. Also, he has 3 arms. Don't ask questions. Don't ask where that 3rd arm came from. Okay, so the depth charges do hit his face once his stone comes off. And this is that's gross looking. That's a very gross boss. Hey, we're now halfway through the game. So being a arcade shoot 'em up from 1993, it's a small experience. And it's like score seeking and difficulty is what makes it last more than half an hour. And I personally take issue with just putting one of these on its own on a full disc at retail. Because that seems like a ripoff. You know, I mean, on like the Super Nintendo and the Genesis, that was, you know, just the way things worked. But, you know, it's 1996, we're getting to the place where, you know, you have a CD that, you know, can hold, you know, hundreds of megabytes of stuff. You know, you should be putting more than just, you know, one of these onto a disc. And I think consumers are starting to get that sentiment. But it's taking a while. So in this level, we need to find the correct route through these buildings. I guess it's like a water world situation, where there's like some kind of, you know, apocalypse or something. And it also means we can't use our strategy of just staying at the top. We have to actually navigate underwater and deal with all these hazards. Yeah, like the art style is good. You know, this is definitely like a proto Metal Slug art style going on here. The music's fine. You know, no complaints with that. And now these fuckers. I have not made it past this boss fight. Because there's 2 of the damn things. You know, and they do stuff like that. So these guys have an answer for everything I can do. So, I don't know. Yeah, I'm in a bad spot. There's not a lot I can do here because I can only fire forward and up. Oh, yeah, there you go. So I'm almost done. I'm almost done here. Alright, this should hopefully be a tiny bit more manageable now. Oh, no, you got me. Just don't stop firing for nothing. Oh, hey, I won. How about that? And I have 2 lives left for the next 2 levels, so I'm not going to make it very far. But yeah, this is the 3rd time I played this game, and this is the furthest I've ever gotten. I get further each time. So, yeah, you could sit down, play this for 2-3 hours, and beat it. Yeah, I mean, you can up the difficulty, go for higher scores, or something. I don't know what shoot-em-up sickos do. But for like a full disc at retail, kinda yikes. Ah, okay, it's a lava level. Don't stop for nothing. Oh, this is bad. That's bad. I don't like that at all. That's no good. So yeah, you know, beating this game, getting good at this game, it's all memorization. So I can't continue. It's game over for me. Really, it's game over for all of us. And there's an audio bug here, I think. This is pretty bad. But now we're moving on to our last game of the week. We're sadly moving on to our last game of the week. Magic Carpet. This was originally a PC game from 1994, developed by Bullfrog. Bullfrog was Peter Molyneux's original company back in the 90s. They're the ones who did Theme Park, High Octane. Well, they're not known for that, but Dungeon Keeper, 2 Point Hospital, like the 2 Point games, the theme games, Syndicate. You know, so this is a well-regarded, a renowned developer that was infamously bought out by EA and run into the ground. Peter Molyneux would, you know, escape from the EA purgatory to found his next studio and make the Fable games. So there's pedigree here, I guess.
In its infancy, the whole of creation glimmered against the dark void. But one place in the universe outshone all others, for it glowed brilliantly with a magical energy known as mana. The world was eventually discovered, and the first pioneers settled the land. The people dedicated their lives to separating mana from nature in order to command its powers. However, after centuries of fruitfulness, the land was rendered barren by man's insatiable greed. Fierce competition between wizards degenerated into war, great creatures being summoned to do their creators' bidding in the ensuing struggle. But the life breathed into these creatures was charged with evil, and the beasts turned against their masters. Fearing for his life, a foolish wizard and his young apprentice prepared a spell, hoping to scatter his opponents to oblivion. But the power of the spell was greater than even he could have foreseen. The whole world shook with a mighty earthquake, in which the wizard himself perished, leaving his apprentice with the arduous task of restoring the world to equilibrium.
So this is basically Sonic Unleashed, if you think about it.
Do not be disheartened. You must return the realm to nature's order.
That's this animation. I don't know about that animation of the flying carpet. That's. I don't think the volcano actually did anything to the dragon. Now, the first thing to note here is that Disney's Aladdin was released in 1992. And this game came out in 94, so production would have started probably shortly after Aladdin came out. And that should be kind of obvious. Alright, let's just go ahead and start a new game. Why not? And boy, were people really into the idea of CD-ROMs in the early 90s. So, no explanation. No, here's what's going on, just, I don't know, go do something, I guess. And that something is picking up our first spell. That spell is allows us to create a tent. Which button's fire? Wait, which button's fire? That button's fire. So, we go and we create our first tent. The tent acts like a base in an RTS. It's already being attacked. You jerk! So now I need to change back to my fireball spell and try to shoot this guy. There's no horizontal movement here. You can only go forward and back, but you can hover, so I don't know. Let's try to actually hit something here. So I destroyed the forest to save the forest. Ah, birds! Ah, it's birds! Ah! Get away from me. Frickin' birds! Ah! Probably one of the worst things going on here is the fact that the birds take more than one hit to kill. Because boys are hard to hit them. Like, I've hit it like, what, 2 or 3 times already? Ah, stupid bird! I'm about to die and I don't have a base. Ah, crap. Ah, crap. Okay. Go back here. Create a base. There we go. So, you need a base in order to respawn. If you don't have a base and you die, you're done. Yeah, done. Die, bird! Okay, bird died. We're good. The bird's dead. So, as far as I can tell, the point with the game here is to... Oh, here we go. One of these guys again. Is to kill enemies. Claim the glowing orbs that come out of them. And then have the balloon from your base go and collect those orbs and bring it back to your base. And then after you collect enough orbs, you win the level. And this controls poorly. I mean, it's a high frame rate, but probably too high of a frame rate because this is apparently motion sickness the video game for some people. And yeah, these guys take so many hits, they don't have life bars, so I have no idea if I'm even doing anything to them. I should slow down and just get into the guy. Oh boy, here we go. the main claim to fame here is that this is a fully 3D world. It's all in an engine. There's no pre-rendered anything. And there goes my base again. Real nice. I should build more than one base. You know, there's terrain deformation. You know, there's there's a graphics going on here. There's three-dimensional graphics going on. And that's something, I guess. Then we have 4 bases. We cannot have 4 bases. Ah, for the love of God. So you start the game with only 2 spells. You collect the 3rd spell. You know, in this level, there's a 4th spell in the next level. That's like a speed up, and there's like 60 levels or something absurd in this game. That's horrifying for me to think about, because this is so bad. Like, this feels terrible to play. I'm having such a bad time with this, and this is after I figured out what I was doing. Going into this game for the first time blind is wildly inexplicable. Just on all levels. Ah, now there's birds again. Ah, birds! I have to get away from the birds, but they're attacking my base. Ah, crap. Also, I'm attacking my base because they're in my base. This sucks. Anyway, but I still won. So yeah, once you collect enough orbs, you win. Like I said, 60 or 70 levels of that shit. The plot could not matter less if it tried.
You have returned a little corner of the cosmos to nature's order. You make good progress.
Which, sure, I guess. As far as Mall and new stat screens go, this could be a lot worse. So the first time I played this, I made it only to the 2nd level, because at some point, my base stopped sending out the balloon to collect mana. And when your base doesn't send the balloon to collect mana, you literally cannot win. Alright, first things first. Let's try to get a base going. I guess I need to collect mana to be able to build more bases. That would make sense, but this is a Bullfrog game, so who knows. There's also cities in these levels with NPCs running around. According to the game manual, they can do something at some point. Like, they'll have their own like economy and stuff going on. I'll believe it if and when I see it. I usually don't trust Bullfrog games on what they say their features are. But that's me. So I guess I'm on good terms with the NPCs, so they gave me those orbs, I think. That's what I'm guessing. So yeah, the draw distance is trash, as you can expect. These bird swarms are nightmarish. Because there's, you know, like, they turn faster than you, and there's a lot of them, and they'll get behind you and you can't shake them. But I can infinite respawn as long as I have bases to work with. So, do I have enough mana for a 2nd base? I do in theory, but will the game let me put a 2nd base anywhere around here? Yes, it will. Very good. Oh, 2nd and 3rd base. Okay. So there's a map, and there's a power up somewhere around here. Okay, it's to the north, wherever north is. I'm guessing north is up. And yeah, you know, technically impressive for 1994. Functionally miserable in every way possible. Okay, yeah, so now I have a boost. I can boost. There you go. So now I just need to go around, kill things, collect their orbs. You know, if the balloons decide to collect the orbs. Sometimes the balloons don't feel like it. Here we have a flying snake. These guys have a lot of health. Oh god, it's birds again. I need to get out of here. I need to leave. I need to go. And the only way to successfully get away from birds is to boost. And it's just kind of inconceivable to make an enemy that small and that fast when your ability to do anything is so hamstrung by like the bad movement. This just feels like it wasn't tested or balanced. Like everything about this design is bad. So let's charge into these birds and die. How about we? There we go. And I don't want to play any more of that. This sucks. I hate this game. It's bad. So with that, we will stop for this week. That's all for now. Next week, we will finish out March of 1996 by looking at Wing Commander 3, which is subtitled, let me check here, Heart of the Tiger, because there's like a tiger race of furries in that game. We have Road and Track Presents The Need for Speed. I don't see that catching on anytime soon. Extreme Pinball, because everyone loves pinball. And then a little game called Resident Evil. I wonder how that's going to turn out. See y'all.